G'day everyone, welcome to another episode of Mr. Code STEAM podcast where we talk about science and technology after school. How is everybody? We're coming at you live again with another live stream, and 2 weeks ago LEGO Education announced the launch of the new LEGO Learning System, which is now including the LEGO Spike Prime box and the LEGO BricQ Motion box. So this is the one that we're going to look at today, and it's a really exciting time for us here at Creator Academy. We're huge LEGO Education fans, so if you are also a LEGO Education fan, then please make sure that you subscribe to the channel where we can show you more LEGO videos and tutorials. Okay, we're coming at you live, which means that if you have any questions during our introduction to BricQ Motion Prime, then type it out in the chat and I will check it out and I will try to answer you during this stream. Welcome. We already have a few people who are talking on the chat, which is fantastic. All right, so today we got a few activities. We're going to do an unboxing of a new LEGO BricQ Motion Prime box. Going to check out all of its contents, but then afterwards we're going to look at all the different models that you can build with BricQ Motion Prime. We've already pre-built some of the models, so we're going to go through each one of those and give you our first impressions during this stream. Okay, so let's get to it. Like I said, if you have any questions, then just type it into the chat. So this is BricQ Motion Prime, and I'm just going to start opening it up now. So BricQ Motion Prime is focused on teaching engineering and your physical sciences. So you don't need a computer to do any of these activities. Here we have our element card, which is very standard for a LEGO Education product to see all the parts where everything goes. And then here today we're going to look at sorting this box out. Okay, we're going to do the unboxing just like we were if we were setting up a new box. The cool thing about these new LEGO boxes is that they're getting easier and easier to sort every year. So this one here, whoops, I just butchered a couple of stickers, but they're okay. They're not too bad. Let's try this one. I'm doing it from an angle. Okay, going to see. Unboxing montage. Yeah, we'll speed this up after we publish the thing. What I'm excited to show you guys though is the other new pieces, and I'm going to show you them as we do this unboxing all together. Okay, you're going to notice that this BricQ Prime box, it doesn't have the pieces inside the box like in Spike Prime or in the We Do 2 kits, right? It's this is the first box that I'm aware of that is sorting everything by color, which is really, really cool. I know a lot of schools already sort their LEGO boxes by color, but it looks like that LEGO Education have been listening, and they also agree that sorting by color is easier, especially for the younger kids, right? So much LEGO. Yeah, there is actually a stack of LEGO. This is probably one of the biggest sets of boxes. I don't have the actual LEGO count, but I will find out as we kind of go through this unboxing. So when did I start unboxing? I started about 5 minutes ago, but I also did a little bit of a monologue before. So going to take all the pieces out. Whoops. Here's the instructions. Super cool. We're going to go through and show you all 5 of the different models that we build as well, okay? It's cool how we have these black pieces again. These are from the Lego Simple Machines blocks. I'm not sure if you've seen these before, but it's actually got metal inside. It's really, really heavy. So it's really good for doing your balancing exercises and your levers and pulleys and things like that. All right, so this first bag is not numbered, so it goes all the way in here. Oh, a really cool piece already I can see is this piston. So this is like a pneumatic piston, and you can actually pump air into one side to expand it and pump air into the other side to contract it. And we'll actually see how this works in an actual model as well in a moment. Okay? All right. First box. And just like with Spike Prime, every bag belongs to just one box, one compartment in the tray. So it's really easy to get sorted. If you got any questions as well, you can write it in the chat, okay? All right, here we have all the cables and propellers. This is a very big box. Propellers. Why are there balls? Well, actually, I'll show you the activity where we use the balls in a moment. We can build an actual soccer game with them as well. It's really, really cool. So if you're doing intermediate robotics at Creator Academy, then you can expect to be able to use this kit when we are out of lockdown, yeah? When we are going back to classes, then this is what we're going to use in addition to Spike Prime. Because like I said before, Spike Prime and BricQ are now going to be the Lego learning systems going forward. Yeah. And then after I finished the unboxing, we're going to look at all the models that we can build with this kit as well. Okay. And finally, number 6. All right, and time. Look at that. It took me about 5 minutes to get all of one box of BricQ Motion Prime fully set up, which is crazy quick for a Lego education box. I mean, I used to think that the Spike Prime box was quick to set up, but BricQ Motion Prime, because everything is set up in colors and not just with block types, it makes it really, really easy to get set up. And also, it's very easy for kids to get things sorted as well. So let's have a look at some of these cool pieces that we were talking about. Just like in Spike Prime, we have these Lego minifigure pieces up the top here. We have stacks of different types of beams and different types of axles, And we also have a mixture of system bricks as well, just like the BricQ Prime. So there's a lot of space for kids to decorate and express themselves with their models and to create their own creations. Even if they are not really proficient with Lego Technic, they can still use things like these system bricks and these minifigures to create their own creations. Right? What I'm really interested in is the pneumatic system, and they also have these springs as well. So springs are much more resilient than elastic bands. In the BricQ Prime kit and also in We Do Too, there were lots of elastic bands, and there are no elastic bands in this kit. Right? They're much more resilient, much more stable. And they have also these things like protractors. So here we got protractors that measure angles, and also the pneumatic system, which we will talk about as well. Okay, so the first model that you can build with this system is, hold on, what are you going to build it on? That's a good question. We are going to build all these, okay? So if you can look on the big screen, we're going to have a look at each of these models. So the first one we're going to look at is this athlete with this trolley. So it's like an athlete who's swinging on some Olympic parallel bars or some gymnastic bars. And then we're going to build a ski slope. And then we're going to look at the soccer game. And then we're going to look at the sail car. And then a propeller car as well. Okay, so we're going to look at all these models, but don't worry, I'm not going to build them from scratch because I've already built them. Okay, so you're not going to have to watch me build it through, but these are all the models that this set comes with. What's really cool though is that inside the instructions, there are lots of inspiration parts as well. And just like with all other Lego education systems, the instructions are non-verbal, so there are no written instructions. They're all just graphics. There's no words throughout the whole set of instructions. But what it does is it illustrates really well the different types of machines you can build using some of these pieces or all of these pieces. Okay, so let's put this packed set aside. Only 5 minutes to set up a BricQ Prime set, which is crazy quick. And we're going to have a look at our first model. Okay, so this is a model of a gymnast on a car. What you'll notice is that his legs look really thick, right? His legs are using those black bricks that we were talking about before. They're actually Lego parts that have metal inside, so it's really heavy. And what's really cool about this model is it shows the conservation of energy. So a lot of all of these models basically show off Newton's 3 laws of motion, and I think that's where they get the word motion from in BricQ Motion Prime, right? So his legs are really heavy, and when you swing on this car, I want you to have a look at how it moves, okay? All right, you see that? So when he swings forward, the car moves back, and when he swings back, the car moves forward. And that's because, whoops, I've just taken his head off. That's because when he is swinging back and forth, there's an equal and opposite reaction to his swing. So the car is moving to counter that movement, right? So you see this, the car doesn't actually move anywhere. The car sort of stays in reasonably the same spot. So do it one more time. You see that? It's like when the character swings back, the car moves forward, and when it swings forward, the car moves back. But here's something really cool that they've added in this model. This is called a ratchet, okay? And a ratchet is just a very simple device that stops a gear or a wheel or an axle from spinning one direction. So here we have this ratchet. So it's forcing the wheel to spin only towards the arrow, yeah? So it's not letting it spin the other way around, because if it tries to spin the other way around, then the ratchet actually catches onto the gear and it stops it from spinning back. So here, if I put a ratchet on this wheel, then you'll see that it no longer just stays in one spot, because the car will now move in one direction. Let's do it one more time. Zoom out a little bit so that you can see that if I put the ratchet and engage it onto this front wheel, and then I swing it, then because the wheel can't spin backwards, it's only giving it space to move forwards, which means that this car is going to move forwards, even though normally, if there was nothing there, it would just stay in the same spot. See? Whee! Super, super cool, right? Right, and definitely send me messages or questions if you have any suggestions, okay? And of course, we can engage the ratchet on the back wheel as well, and then it does the opposite. So if I engage the ratchet on the back wheel, then it's going to move the car backwards. It's no longer staying still in one spot. Okay, let's have a look at that again. Yeah, isn't that cool? So this is called a ratcheting system, and there's a lot of different things we can do with ratchets as well. In the future, we're going to teach you how to build this model, but also how we can use the same principles to do other really cool machines as well. Okay, really, really cool for the first model here. Let's have a look at the second model. All right. This is the second model. This is a ski slope. What I really love about this model is that it's got this built-in protractor up the front of the slide, right? So it tells you what angle you are actually sliding at. And I think the camera is probably a little bit blurry, but we'll get you a little bit closer. So you can see that the this protractor shows you the angle of the slide, and you can also slide these characters down from the top of the ski slope. Whee! All right. So we come with two different characters. We have a skiing character and then someone on a toboggan as well. The toboggan, of course, is using those big black hard Lego pieces, and it is much heavier. So, whoa, that felt really, really solid. It's very, very hard to stop as well. But you can do different experiments with this model where you can adjust the height of the ski slope and see how that affects how fast or how far your little characters go. Maybe you can build something like a light gate to see how fast your models are traveling. But here's the really cool thing about this, is this ski slope it has all these tubes to control the hydraulic system, okay? It's not hydraulic, it's a pneumatic system. So you see this switch? This switch is actually a valve, okay? So if I switch it to the front, I can pump air into this yellow piston and make it go higher. So check this out. Is it going to work? Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's the black one. Ah, okay, it was the black one. Okay, did you see that? So you see the piston is now increasing. Check this out. So if you keep pumping air into it, it's going to make the piston go higher and higher and higher, and make this ski slope go higher and higher. Okay, and there's no electronics here. There's no gears. There's no levers. It's just air being forced into these tubes to make the piston move up and down, which is the first time you can do that with the Lego Education kits. It's really, really cool. And there's a little piston here, a little blue one that actually pumps the air. And then the yellow one is actually the one that grows and contracts. So if you wanted to go the opposite way, if you wanted to go smaller, then you switch the valve to the front, and then you pump air in the other side, and then it shrinks. Do you see that? So I'm a bit shaky with the camera. That's because I have to hold it on an angle so that you can see it, right? It's pretty cool. And it means that you can do cool little tricks like this. So if I look at it from this side, then you can see that the guy on the toboggan goes pretty fast, and then the guy on the skis, he goes just as far actually. Maybe we need to do some experiments to see what makes them go further or faster. Let's see if we got any questions so far. Nope, not many questions. That's okay. Just enjoy looking at these cool little Lego models, right? Let's have a look at the third one. Right. I can already tell that this one is going to be a crowd favorite. Okay. So this is a soccer game. Ooh, let's have a look. So this soccer game uses the spring in the BricQ Prime set to create this kicking machine. Is it sort of delayed a little bit? I'll just turn off my browser. I think that was slowing it down. Okay, here we go. So you see this? That was really loud, wasn't it? So here we have two springs that are holding back this lever, okay? And when I let go, it's going to make a snap and kick forward, yeah? So like that, right? So here, if I put a ball over on the middle here, then I can try to kick goals with this machine, like that, right? I'll move it like this so that you can see a bit clearer. I think maybe it's a bit clearer if I do it this way. Is it a bit clearer this way? Or this way, maybe. Maybe this way is a bit clearer. All right, so if the goalie was trying to defend up the top of this goalpost, then we'd try to kick the ball under here, right, to make it go to the lower side of the goal. But if the goalie was down here and he was defending the bottom of the goal, then we're going to need to try to find a way to lob the ball up here, okay? And there's already a suggested way to do that, okay? So here you can change the angle of incidence of this kick, right? So here it is really flat, but now we can add a gradient to it. Yeah, we can add this gradient piece to make it so that we kick the ball and make it go higher, right? So let's see what's the difference. Okay, let's put the ball here. If we kick the ball straight, then the goalie just saves the ball. Yeah, let's do it one more time. See, the goalie just knocks the ball away. But if we want to beat the goalie, we'll have to lob the ball up into the top part. Yeah, we tried to kick it to the goalie, but the goalie just stops it. Did you see that? So to change the angle, all we have to do is remove that kicking foot, make it a higher angle. So look at this. And now we can potentially try to kick it a little bit higher. Ta-da! You see that? So the ball can go higher because we've added a bit of a gradient to the angle of incidence, so that the ball is going to raise over the goalie. Just kick it. All right, I can tell that this is going to be really, really popular in class, right? A lot of kids are going to want to build this one and challenge each other. Maybe make it so that the goal is at different distances away, or maybe try to kick it across the table, because I'm only just pulling back the kicker a little bit, but I'm sure everybody wants to pull it back all the way to see how far they can kick the ball. Really, really cool. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. All right. So here we have a sail-driven race car. Okay, this is really cool because a sail is one of the prime ways of transport for hundreds of years, right? For maybe thousands of years. Using a sail to get powered by wind is really popular way for us to move around. And also using a sail is using a principle called airfoils, which is how we fly airplanes. Okay, so this sail mechanism not only lets you sort of blow the car and have it move, but also it lets you change the angle by turning this worm gear. Okay, so I'll have another closer look from the top down. You can see that there's a protractor built into the middle of the sail, and then you can turn it to change the angle of your sail. Okay. And sometimes you'd think that, oh, of course, if I put the sail facing one direction, it might give me the most wind speed or the most speed for my car, but that's not always the case. And this is why we need to build machines like this to do some experiments. Okay. So this is really, really cool as well. I think what we'll need to do is get some fans into the classroom, like blowing fans, and then have a bunch of these and then do some experiments and some races in the class. I think these would be super fun as well. And then the final model is this one. It's this propeller-driven car. Okay, so this is, if you've seen the recent video from Veritasium on YouTube, he recently built a car that can travel faster than the wind. So that's really strange, right? How can you possibly build a car that can travel faster than the wind? Well, it uses the same principle. I'm not sure if this particular car can travel faster than the wind, but it can definitely travel against the wind. Okay, so if the wind was blowing into the front of this car, then the gears are arranged in a way so that when the propellers are spinning, the car will actually move against the wind. Okay, it's like magic. It's really, really cool. So this is a car that's designed to travel against the wind, and that's a really strange kind of paradox, right? Because how can you possibly be blowing a car back but then have it come forward? It's really, really strange, but that's exactly what you can prove using this model. Okay, so this one is a really, really complicated model to be working with. I'm really, really interested in this one. And in fact, this guy is already holding 2 trophies, so he must be doing very well for his races. All right, so that is those are the 5 models that come inside the LEGO Education BricQ Motion Prime set. Maybe you can post in the comments to tell us which one is your favorite, which one is the one that you want to see more of, okay? If you want to see us do some extension activities on these, because with every LEGO education system, here at Creator Academy, we create our own curricula as well to extend on those inbuilt activities. Then make sure you subscribe to our channel, and then next week we're going to do more activities with BricQ Prime, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this first impressions video for BricQ Motion Prime, and yeah, be sure to check us out next week. If you have any questions, make sure you post it on the comments and I'll answer them as soon as I can. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.